Let's now move on to the last step of release of energy during cellular respiration, that is electron transfer chain reactions. What do we find here? Molecules of NADH2 and FADH2 formed during all above processes participate in electron transfer chain reaction. So here we find that NADH2 and FADH2, that is both are enzymes, and these were formed during glycolysis as well as Krebs cycle. Now further reactions of the electron transfer chain are taking place in the mitochondria itself, and these two enzymes, that is NADH2 and FADH2, are going to participate in the electron transfer chain. Now what happens to the NADH2 and FADH2? They are going to undergo complete oxidation. Up till now the oxidation was not complete. The complete oxidation here it's going to take place, and it's now going to give you energy in the form of ATP. Now how is this energy obtained from NADH2 and FADH2? So we need to move here. NADH2 is getting converted into NAD plus. That is, now it is losing its hydrogen as well as 2 electrons which it had gained. Similarly, FADH2 is getting converted to FAD. It's also losing electrons as well as hydrogen. So loss of electrons or loss of hydrogen is called as oxidation. So the complete oxidation of NADH2 and FADH2 results in the liberation of energy. What is this energy in the form of? This energy is in the form of ATP molecules. So during electron transfer chain, due to complete oxidation of NADH2 and FADH2, we get energy rich molecule, or the energy currency as we call it as, that is ATP or the adenosine triphosphate. So I hope you have understood this part. This is very important, that how energy is obtained during electron transfer chain in the form of ATP, and that is due to the complete oxidation of NADH2 and FADH2. Once these are getting oxidized, they are ready for now participating again in the first step, that is glycolysis, because now they have got oxidized. So these oxidized forms were present during glycolysis, and further reduction will go on taking place in the next two steps. So this is what results in the release of energy, that is oxidation of NADH2 and FADH2. So due to this, 3 molecules of ATP are obtained from each NADH2 molecule. Means 1 molecule of NADH2 on complete oxidation will give rise to 3 molecules of ATP. Similarly, 2 molecules of ATP are obtained from each molecule of FADH2. When 1 molecule of FADH2 is going to undergo oxidation, it's going to give you 2 molecules of ATP. So 1 molecule of ATP more in case of oxidation of NADH2 as compared to oxidation of 1 molecule of FADH2. Besides ATP, water molecules are also formed in this reaction. So water vapor is given out during exhalation along with carbon dioxide. So water vapor is another waste product that is formed during biochemical reactions. Any reactions taking place in the body will release waste products as carbon dioxide and water vapor, which are given out during exhalation. Electron transfer chain reaction is operated in mitochondria only. So this particular oxidation, complete oxidation of NADH2 and FADH2 takes place in the mitochondria. Thus, a molecule of glucose is completely oxidized in aerobic respiration, and molecules of carbon dioxide and water are produced along with energy. So what happens during electron transfer chain is complete oxidation of NADH2 and FADH2, and it releases energy in the form of ATP, and it also forms waste products, carbon dioxide and water vapor. So I hope you have followed all the three steps of glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transfer chain. Okay, to sum it up, or the key points of this electron transfer chain, that is complete oxidation of NADH2 and FADH2. Here the explanation has been given to you that what happens when NADH2 and FADH2 are getting oxidized. They lose electrons or hydrogen, and they get converted to NAD plus and FAD. So oxidation of both these results in the liberation of energy. This energy is in the form of adenosine triphosphate, that is ATP. Lastly, what happens to these two once they are getting oxidized? They are ready to now participate once again back to the glycolysis step. That is the first step during oxidation, during aerobic respiration. So these are the three steps. I hope you have followed them. In the next slide, we will see that one molecule of glucose, when it is oxidized, how many total ATP molecules are we getting? Let us now see how many molecules of ATP are obtained by complete oxidation of one glucose molecule. So this is after complete oxidation of a glucose molecule, dash number of ATP molecules are formed. So how do we calculate this? So very first step, that is glycolysis. Number of ATP molecules formed. How many? 4. Number of ATP molecules that are used during glycolysis, that is 2. So though we say that this process is of energy generation, but the initial step, that is glycolysis, is also called as the investment phase, and so we need to invest 2 molecules of ATP to initiate this process. So though 4 molecules of ATP are formed, we will be utilizing 2, and so we can consider overall number of ATP molecules that will be generated during glycolysis is only 2. Krebs cycle, number of ATP molecules formed 2. Electron transfer chain reaction, number of NADH2 formed 10. Total number of NADH2 that are formed are 10. 1 NADH2 gives rise to 3 ATP molecules. This we have seen in the previous slide, that 1 molecule of NADH2 on oxidation gives you 3 ATP, and so 10 of these have been generated, and so we will be having 30 ATP from 10 NADH2. Similarly, number of FADH2 that are formed are 2 total. 1 FADH2 gives 2 ATP molecules, and so we will be having 4 ATP from 2 FADH2 molecules. So that comes out to total 4. Here we have 30, and so if you take the total, you will come across the total number of ATP molecules will be 38. So here we have counted 2 because, as I told you, that though 4 are generated during glycolysis, but since 2 of them are utilized, we will consider only 2 ATP molecules that are formed during glycolysis. So 2 from glycolysis, 2 from Krebs cycle, so that is 4. This is 30, that is 34 total, and plus 4 here, that is 38. So 38 ATP molecules are obtained by the complete oxidation of one glucose molecule.